But how many times have you actually, and I want you to think about a time where you didn't buy something, you didn't feel comfortable buying at that moment. How many times did you actually look at the salesperson and say, you know what, I emotionally do not feel comfortable that the benefits of making this decision will outweigh the risk involved. So therefore, I am not going to make a decision at this time. I am going to weigh my options and move ahead forward, maybe looking at other options, maybe doing something else. No, you said, oh, you know what, let me think about it. You know what, I got to talk to someone else. I'm not the decision maker here, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So were you lying, or were you, first of all, basically trying to describe an emotional reaction that you had that you weren't sold yet, and maybe trying to be polite, or trying not to hurt the salesperson's feelings? And those are the three reasons why you will get excuses from someone. The main reason is they're not sold. They do not emotionally feel comfortable making the decision. They don't feel that the risk outweigh the rewards. But they may like you. And if they do like you, they want what's best for you, and they don't want to hurt your feelings by saying, you know what, I'm not there. They want to, and it's not the right thing to do, but it's the polite thing to do, kind of put together, because they're trying to be polite, is they're saying, you know what, I'm going to think about it, and they're leaving the door open for you so that you feel like you might still get a sale. They're also leaving the door open for themselves because they haven't really decided no. No one wants to ever say no, because that eliminates options for people, and everyone, especially people who haven't made a decision or aren't comfortable making a decision, want to have their options open. So there's a reason that they're giving you these excuses. Now here's how to overcome them. First of all, realize that what they're giving you are not true objections. They don't really want to think about it. There's 99%, I promise you, of the time they don't have another person that makes the decision. They say they got to talk to their kids or their brother or their uncle or their cousin or their wife or their husband or whatever, but then the next salesperson comes along, talks to them only, and gets the sale. So what they're saying is not true. Understand that. What they're really saying, whenever you get any excuse of any kind, is that I am not emotionally comfortable making a decision as of yet. So there's a three-stage process. The first thing I want to do is tell you, I want to tell you about the three-stage process of overcoming this. And I want you to write this down. First, ignore. 2, and I want you to write it down just this way, R-E dash, and then capital C, capital A, capital P, capital P. Recap. And I'm going to explain why I misspelled it and put all those C-A-P-P in capital letters in a minute. And the third is resume the assumptive close. Resume the assumptive close. So if I'm with a prospect and they say, you know what, Mr. Todd, it all sounds good. Let me think about it and let me get back to you next week. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to ignore what they're talking about. And I'll usually use a reframe with this. And that is, I'll just say, great. And then I go directly into step number 2, which is recap. So Mr. Todd, and CAPP is an acronym that stands for, write this down beside it, company, agent, policy, and price. These are the 4 decision-making factors that people take when they're buying a product. In this case, an insurance policy. So they want to know that they're dealing with a good, strong, reputable company, a company that's going to stand behind them, stand behind their product, that they're not just making junk and selling it to people, because the company says a lot, the strength of a company and the reputation of a company says a lot about the decision that they're about to make. Second is the agent or the salesperson, the person who is talking to them. Do they feel they can trust you? Do they feel you have their best interests at heart? And do they feel your recommendation is valid for them in their situation? Third is policy. If you're in another industry, you call it product. Company, agent, product, and then price. But the policy that we sell in the insurance business, they want to know that it suits their needs, that it'll cover them, that it'll be there, and it's the right decision to make for their long-term health care needs. And then, of course, the price. Is the price, first of all, something they can afford? Is it competitive with other people who are offering the same products in the industry? And it doesn't have to be the cheapest, especially if you offer better service or you have a direct niche that you can, a direct reason why you're better than your competition. So it doesn't have to be the cheapest, but is it reasonable? Do they feel like it's fair and that it's the right rate to pay for the product and the service they're getting? And do they want the benefits of your product more than they want that money in their bank account? So that's the four things. CAPP: company, agent, policy or product, and price. And if you can satisfy those four levels, then you're going to make the sale. And then the assumptive close is simply not asking them, do you feel like making a decision and everything else? Because people do not want to make decisions. They're not qualified to make decisions. You, as a sales professional, are the only one qualified to make a decision on their behalf. And that's why they have to come to you as a salesperson. This isn't buying toilet paper. It's buying something that requires a salesperson to be there. And the reason it requires a salesperson to be there is because the prospects are not qualified to make the decision. So you have to make the decision of what's best for them, for them. I hope you have morals and scruples, and I hope you are making the decision that's in your client's best interest, and that you can sleep at night and do all that, but you have to make the decision for them.